What is up, YouTube? My name is Alex. Welcome back to the Lifting Nomad. It is nice and bright and early here, and I'm about a week shy of my week vacation. I'm going on to the Dominican Republic with my family. Nice little all-inclusive, not as adventurous as usually the trips I go on, but I know it's a lot more relatable to most people to actually go on a one-week vacation. So I want to go through what I actually do about dieting and getting in shape before a vacation. Usually I'm not like super strict on my diet throughout the year unless I'm going into something like this where I want to get in decent shape before I go to the beach. So we're gonna go through what I do in a day, what I'm eating, how I'm sleeping, how I'm training, all that good stuff to talk about what I do to get ready for a week vacation. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, well, it is back to cold as balls weather here in Canada as per usual, so we've got to rock the toque again, and that's kind of why I start to plan my summery destinations and warm weather trips, because it's cold and depressing and gray and the sun doesn't really stay out that much, and it's just kind of sad. So the last couple of years I've started traveling to warmer destinations as soon as it gets cold for my mental health and just for my overall sanity. But anyways, my diet, as I've talked about, doesn't really change too much. We've got our first pre-workout meal here as first thing, so I'm gonna eat this, then go to the gym. Today is a rest day, so I'm just gonna do cardio, probably about an hour on the incline treadmill. I think it's just like a nice, easy, low-intensity steady state. I'll usually like watch a couple YouTube videos or watch a couple episodes of a show, something like that, to kill some time. I think it's just really easy for me to do when I'm at really low calories like this, and as I've talked about in other videos, my metabolism is not very good, so unfortunately I don't really get to eat much food, especially on a rest day like this. Even though it's like an active rest, I'm probably only going to eat like 1600 calories or maybe a little bit more than that. I'm still trying to hit my protein targets as much as possible. So meal number one is going to be 140 grams of blueberries, 1 scoop of Rise protein, and then a little bit of light whipped cream on top. Super just like tasty. I guess it's like a good filling meal to start the day that tastes good. I think waking up, if you're having your first meal that tastes like shit, it's a little demoralizing to think, okay, this is what I'm gonna eat the rest of the day. So I'd rather have my like worst meals in the middle. So I start with like something tasty, finish with something tasty. That way, like, I'm satisfied when I wake up, I'm satisfied when I'm going to bed, and then in the middle it doesn't really matter. You can always just kind of power through because you're likely working. You can always just go outside, maybe get a coffee, something like that, to take your mind off of having like the less appetizing meals in the middle. So that's like something I've started doing. But pretty much the food I eat doesn't change that much no matter the time of year. Really, the only thing that changes is the quantity and the volume of that food. So if I'm having, like, let's say a turkey breakfast sandwich for a pre-workout, if I'm trying to lose weight, if I'm going into like a surplus, which I'm going to be doing after I get back from the Dominican, maybe I'll have 2 of those. And my plan this year is to come back from the Dominican, that's going to be in about a week's time, and start a slow reverse diet. I think I've been in a calorie deficit for far too long that my metabolism is a little bit shot versus what it could be at my age and activity level. So the plan is to slowly increase that over the coming like 3 to 4 months, hopefully put on like 5 to 10 pounds. Ideally mostly of muscle while working on my progressive overload the entire time. I just think it's like really unsustainable for me to be eating 1600, 1700 calories as someone who's 5'11", 165, who trains like 2 hours a day most days of the week. It doesn't really add up, and I think it's because I've been in a deficit for so long that my metabolism is just pretty tanked. So the plan is to, once I come back, slowly increase my calories 100 week over week until I'm at a point where I'm maybe gaining a little bit of weight, but hopefully that slow reverse diet process can get my metabolism up, my testosterone up, let my lifts go up as well. But yeah, so this is meal number one. I'm gonna go to the gym from this, and we'll be back after that for meal number 2. All right, gym is done. Time for meal number 2. Again, pretty typical meal I would have most days of the week. We got 4 slices of turkey bacon, quarter package of frozen vegetable medley. There's kind of like some quinoa, some broccoli, some red peppers, tomatoes, pretty good mix of stuff in here. 3 large eggs. And then for seasoning, I keep it pretty simple. I just do like a soy sauce in the medley while I'm cooking it, and then I put some hot sauce and chives on top. And then to go with that, because it is a cardio day, so I didn't have my pre-workout before the gym, I'm also having one of these protein coffees. What's in it? 120 calories, 20 grams of protein, and 120 milligrams of caffeine. So it's kind of like having a coffee and a protein shake in one, and it's like, you know, a little cheaper than I would normally pay for an Americano. So overall, a pretty tasty little combo to have for lunch. Totals for this meal: 544 calories, 23 grams of carbs, 22 grams of fat, and 59.8 or 60 grams of protein. So overall, like typically when I'm eating, like you got to think 1,600 calories, let's say, or 1,700 calories a day, and I need 165 grams of protein. Pretty much for every 100 calories, you need 10 grams of protein throughout the day. Otherwise, you're not going to hit that at the end of the day. So for this one, 540 calories, 60 grams of protein, I'm on track to hit my protein goal for the day, as long as I keep up that ratio. So my meals don't really change that much throughout. Like I said before, when I'm bulking or cutting, I mostly eat the same foods. The challenge I found is you don't really get a lot of fiber when you're eating such little calories. So sometimes I'll have like high fiber wraps, or like keto wraps tend to have a lot of fiber in them as well, or just focus on eating higher fiber vegetables with cruciferous vegetables, but just generally trying to keep full on smaller meals while keeping my calories low. So I'm gonna eat this, then we're gonna go for a little bit of a walk. We did an hour on the treadmill today. On the incline, should have theoretically burned like 400 or 500 calories, so we should be in a deficit, but like I said, my metabolism pretty much is non-existent, which is fun. So yeah. It's always interesting to me. I see like some comments on Instagram recently about this guy was like, it's, you know, I'm really having trouble eating 3,000 calories. Like I just can't gain weight. Like what should I do and all this? And it's just like, it's almost mind blowing to consider that people have that problem. Like when you eat this little calories, like I pretty much have a headache all the time. My sleep is really bad. It's really hard to gain strength at all. I can't really go outside of my diet at all. Like if I eat out one meal, that's almost going to be my full calorie expenditure for the day. If I'm eating like a burger and fries is going to be like 1,200, 1,500 calories, and there's pretty much my entire output for the day, versus like needing to eat a little bit more like fatty meats and being able to use butter or oil instead of just like cooking sprays, and just not just eating chicken breasts all the time, and like actually being able to eat what you enjoy what you're eating. It's just such a foreign concept to me to think about, that it's kind of tough to relate. But I do think it's, you know, important to understand that people do have different bodies and different ways they respond to food and nutrition, and unfortunately we're not all the same. The way I've always thought about it is if you put, you know, 1 million people on the exact same training and nutrition program for an extended period of time, let's say 6 months, at the end of that 6 months you would have drastically different results. Even if those people did the exact same amount of steps, ate the exact same amount of calories, and lifted the exact same style, like let's say 6 to 8 ppl throughout that 6 month period, you would have at one end people who got insanely shredded, and you would people have one end who are like skinny fat. Realistically, they're likely going to lose weight, assuming the calories are in a deficit. But the reality is that some people just have a higher resting metabolism rate than others, and it's kind of the unfortunate reality of it, that even if you're doing all the right things, you may not end up looking like how you want. So just something to think about. So I'm gonna crush this and we're gonna go for a little bit of a walk. We'll be back this afternoon for meal number 3 as I get ready to start prepping for my vacation to pack. I'm gonna go grab some things from the drugstore to have on the beach. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, a couple more hours of work down and time for meal number 3 of the day. It's definitely not the most exciting diet plan when you're trying to get shredded, but the reality is you can't eat that much if you do want to look lean, if you do want to lose the weight, if you do want to look good on the beach. It's just kind of the way it works. You're not going to be able to eat as much as you maybe were at some other time. So I'm gonna have me for a little snack in the afternoon. Is just a real basic sandwich, nothing too exciting. I typically try and eat vegetables or fruits at every meal. This one, just feeling like a sandwich, so no fruits or vegetables right now, but 2 slices of Weight Watchers bread, 2 slices of turkey bacon, and 4 slices of fat-free cheese. So for this meal, this one sandwich is 260 calories, 30 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fat, and 28 grams of protein. So pretty uneventful, I think, for the meal so far. But you know, on the day we're sitting at just shy of 13,000 steps. I'm at 1,049 calories and 114 grams of carbs, and we still have my biggest meal of the day, which is going to be one of those factor meals this afternoon. Usually I eat my last one around 6. I try to go to bed around like 9:30, so the 3-hour rule, that way it helps me sleep, gets my rest as good as it's going to be. So I'm going to nuke this sandwich and going to go for another walk. This kind of lifestyle I know is not, applicable to everyone. If you're not doing like a work from home job, or you don't really have the time, you have maybe some other commitments at home, or you're not able to go for a walk after every meal. Generally, the research does say if you can go for a walk after every meal, it's just going to help you digest things a little bit more. And then throughout the day, it's just going to increase your total step count and TDEE, total daily energy expenditure. Even though you're not actually you're not actually training or lifting or doing cardio, just moving throughout the day burns more calories. And that's what's going to get you to that 15,000 steps that I'm looking to average every single day. So I'm going to crush this, go for another walk, and then I'll see you guys in a little bit for my last meal of the day, as we are 6 days out from headed to the Dominican. All right, and we have the last meal of the day. Once again, the Factor dinner. And today's nutrition facts, zoom in there and we can see it. For dinner today, we're doing a chorizo chili with cumin spice broccoli and ancho lime crema. Macros for this: 610 calories, 41 grams of fat, definitely higher in the fat, 17 grams of carbs, and 49 grams of protein. So overall pretty good. I don't really have too many fats throughout the day otherwise, so I don't think it's too bad to finish the day with something tasty like I talked about earlier on. I'd rather have something enjoyable closer to bed, so I have something to look forward to. And I'm also at 13,000 steps already, and it's just about 6:30 at night, so I'm gonna have this, then go for another short walk here. It's kind of the nice part about getting the big piece of steps out of the way in the middle. That way, at the end of the day, I don't really have to focus too much. I'm pretty exhausted. I'm like running out of juice at this point. As you can tell, with eating this much food and doing this much exercise, it's extremely difficult, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally. So, when you see people getting down to like proper shredded amounts of body fat, just know like it is difficult, and it's impressive when people do it for an extended period of time. That's why I think it's become super paramount So I think it's become super obvious and just like prominent how many people are becoming fake natties these days, where you see their what I eat in a day of 3,500, 4,000 calories, and they're still shredded year round. Like realistically, you just can't do it. Like your body doesn't work that way. You do have to eat very low amounts of calories. Like for instance, if you'd watch like Chris Bumstead's prep as he goes into the Olympia for this year, he's eating like 2,400, 2,500 calories at the end of his prep. He also weighs 270 pounds during the off season, right? So when you see guys who are 190, 200 pounds shredded year round eating 4,000 calories, it's likely just cap, or they're on PEDs and they're just maintaining that year round, as they don't really just change their body fat too much. They're just kind of always shredded, constantly gaining muscle. It's kind of the old saying, you're either big or you're natural or you're lean. Pick two. So that's pretty much going to be the end of the video. Hopefully it was useful to see how I prep for vacations. Again, I don't eat this little calories year round. It's really only when I'm trying to get like really shredded right before a holiday or vacation or before the summer season. And I don't recommend eating like this year round. Most people should be able to consume at least like 500 more calories than this and still lose weight. Unfortunately, those of us with the bad metabolism gang, this is kind of how you have to do it. So it's unfortunate, but that's kind of the way it is. So hopefully this video was useful. If it was, feel free to leave a like or comment in the section below. Always helps the algorithm. But as always, my name's Alex. Welcome back to the Lifting Nomad. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.